Welcome to MPUNGWE-PUNGWE YouTube channel. Subscribe for you to enjoy more of our videos anytime we upload.
Yes, Honourable Minister, take your seat while we are trying to solve the issue. Honourable Minister, please switch off your mic.
Mr. Speaker, good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, Whip.
You note that it is clear that the government side is not ready for business that should be transacted this afternoon.
It's very clear.
It is clear. We talk of the business that's on the original order paper bills, it's nowhere to be seen. Then a supplementary order paper is introduced into the House with questions. There are no questions. A question is picked for the Minister of Education. He says it's not there. What is there on the order paper that we can transact now? The government side doesn't seem to be organized. Honorable Speaker, are we ready to transact business? Is the government ready? Is the government ready? I see the minister, it appears he's ready now.
Yes, I think the government is ready. Minister of Education, Science and Technology.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. The question from the Honourable Member for Chitipa South is to ask the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology whether the government will construct a community-day secondary school at Nyimbiri to save learners from surrounding areas, considering that land is available for the construction of this secondary school. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to thank the Honourable Member of Parliament for Chitipa South for his question. Mr. Speaker, sir, my ministry is aware of the need for a community-day secondary school at Nyimbiri. This location is indeed appropriate, as the area lies 34 kilometers between Nkumano Community Day Secondary School and Chisenga Community Day Secondary School. I therefore agree with the Honourable Member's request for a secondary school at Nyimbiri. As a matter of fact, to be quite in keeping with modern requirements, we need 2 secondary schools in between these 2 distances. Mr. Speaker, sir, if this school is established, it will save learners from the following primary schools: Nyimbiri, Kaswente, Luvira, Kaliolo, Mpemba, Mphande, Kavomolo, Madumba, and Mbalizi. These are many schools. Let me assure the Honourable Member that we will work with the local authority in Chitipa to ensure that, in collaboration with resources available in CDF, a community-day secondary school is provided at this area. After the construction, I would like to assure the Honourable Member that we are ready to provide teachers, teaching and learning materials, and we will ensure that this school has all the facilities of a modern secondary school, including laboratories as well as computer libraries, and a community hall. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. The questions were kept by the people.
Thank you very much, Minister of Education. There's a Kasina, please come back. I'm missing you here. Please come back to your seat. Let's start with Blantyre.
Blantyre Southeast.
Southeast. Your constituency? Your constituency? Neno East. Yes, Honorable, your constituency? Karonga Rufiria. In that order, please, starting with Blantyre Southeast.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to ask the Minister of Education. Government had plans to construct a secondary school at Mpapa CDSS in my constituency, but we had problems with the land. So the land dispute is over now. So I wanted to ask if the government has still plans to continue with the building of Mpapa CDSS, because at the moment at Mpapa, the students are using primary school facilities. So it's not a conducive environment. So I wanted to ask the minister if the government has got plans to continue with building Mpapa CDSS into a community secondary school. Thank you.
Thank you, Blantyre Southeast. Neno East.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I would like to ask the minister responsible the criteria used to construct a community day secondary school. I have in mind Kamwamba. If he can consider constructing a community day secondary school as the learners walk a distance of about 10 kilometers to reach the nearest school at Matope Community Day Secondary School. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you, Neno East. Karonga Rufiria.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. First, before I ask the Minister supplementary questions, I would like first to commend the government for, I would like first to thank the government for building a very good infrastructure at Wirole CDS in Karonga, whereby the structures, the school has got the IT, the library, and the twin library, which is contained by biology and chemistry and physics, all of them all together. But my question is, though the school has got these good infrastructures like the libraries and the ITs, there are computers at the school, but the school has no electricity. There's no electricity at the school, and as I'm speaking, all these infrastructures which are there, the computer issues, the computers which are there, they are not being used because there's no electricity at the school. So my question is, maybe if the minister can consider Wirole CDSS to provide them electricity at that school, and also the girls which are there, they don't have the mattress. As I'm speaking, they are sleeping at the man-made mats. So we have a very good infrastructures whereby the students which are there are sleeping at the man-made local mats called Mijavi or Lutefu in our villages. So I'm asking the minister if he can consider these girls so that maybe they can supply them the mattress for them at the Wirole CDSS. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Karonga Rufiria. Minister of Education, Science and Technology.
Yes. Oh.
He was deliberately undermining his own question. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to thank the honorable member for Blantyre Southeast for his question, in which he indicates that government had started constructing Mpapa CDSS, but the construction works have stopped, and he seeks assurance from government that the works will be continued. Let me categorically assure the honorable member that when we start building a secondary school, it is because the need for that secondary school has been established. And I would therefore wish to assure the honorable member that that need has not changed, and government will continue to construct and complete the construction. We will investigate why the works have stopped, but whatever reason may there be, I would like to assure the honorable member that the community around Mpapa CDSS will certainly have a community-day secondary school. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. With regard to the supplementary question from the honorable member from Neno East, in which she asks the criteria for deciding upon the construction of a secondary school, I would like to assure the honor, or inform the honorable member that two primary considerations are taken into account, among others. One is the distance that learners have to travel to presently access education at the nearest secondary school. The current directive is that children should not travel more than 5 kilometers to access a secondary school. And since the honorable member has informed my ministry that the nearest secondary school is 10 kilometers away at Matope, I would like to assure the honorable member that this is unacceptable, and therefore a secondary school will be considered for his constituency. The other criteria is whether there are feeder schools to justify the establishment of a secondary school. And I'm sure that as we are investigating this matter, we will also investigate the number of feeder secondary schools that are available in the area to justify this secondary school. So we work collaboratively with the honorable member to ensure that the needs of his community are fulfilled. With regard to Karonga Rufiria, let me assure the honorable member that the establishment, availability of electronic gadgets without electricity is certainly undesirable, because then the items are not in use. We will work with the honorable member, first of all, to establish how far the main grid is, whether we can take mains electricity and bring electricity to this school. Alternatively, we will see whether solar power is an alternative. And therefore, I would like to assure the honorable member that we will consult with him and the community around the school to ensure that we identify the type of electricity that this secondary school will require. With regard to the issue of mattresses, a bit of a disjunct there, that this is a community-day secondary school, and it also seems to be having boarding facilities. I would like to indicate that primarily community-day secondary schools do not have boarding facilities, but if there are some, then we will have to investigate why it is necessary and whether the government should be involved in the provision of these mattresses. So, honorable member, be assured that we work with you to ensure that all the issues are resolved appropriately. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, on the issue of Blantyre Southeast, the question, he said there was a land dispute which has been resolved. Construction had not yet started. That's what I heard him say. So he was asking if indeed now that the land issue has been resolved, we will
Through you, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wanted to inquire from the Honorable Minister of Education, Science and Technology if he is aware that Ndira and the Community Day Secondary School that was started in 2022 to 2023 through CDF, but was abandoned on the way without proper reasons. I don't know if maybe the Honorable Minister of Education knows about that. And also, I would like to ask the Honorable Minister if the Ministry can consider upgrading Nchalo Community Secondary School to a conventional secondary school. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, I submit.
Thank you. Chukawa Central West. I'm sure the Ndira you're talking about is the one in Charo, not the one in Blantyre.
Yeah, in Charo, around Irovo.
Yes, I know Ndira. Thank you very much, Honorable. We now go to Nkata Bempamba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving this opportunity to people of Nkata Bempamba, people of Senior Chief Timbiri, that we can also ask a supplementary question to Minister of Education. In my constituency, Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a Pundu CDSS. The school does not have a boarding facilities for both boys and girls. Students there, they walk long distances from areas like Mvualamani, Chingurue, Matete, Ruambaza. My question, Mr. Speaker, sir, to Minister of Education, if they can consider constructing a boarding facility at Pundu CDSS. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Nkata Bempamba. Doa West.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for recognizing the people of Doa West. Mine is a concern. I would like to ask the Minister of Education to construct the girls' hostel at Chimbalu CDSS. Our girls there are not protected. And also, may you please give us D6 at Chimbalu CDSS and Kampenga CDSS. Thank you so much. I submit.
Thank you, Doa West. We now go to the last one, Lilongwe Sita Zenza.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for recognizing the people of Zenza constituency to ask a supplementary question to the Honorable Minister of Education. In my constituency, I only have one secondary school, which is Zenza Secondary School. It's a boarding school. It's really nice. It's been there for years. I recently visited there, and I found a lot of things that need to be tackled by the minister. My question to the minister is, have you had time to visit some of these secondary schools around the city? That's my number one question. And two, do you have any plans to probably change some of the infrastructure in these schools? Because my school, which is Denza, it's in a very bad shape. The infrastructure is bad. The desk, even the hostels for the boys as well as girls. So I would like the minister to help my constituency, Lilongwe City Denza, to rectify those issues at the secondary school. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lilongwe Zenza. Minister of Education.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Especially to thank you first for your generosity to allow me to answer more than 3 supplementary questions. Mr. Speaker, sir, would like to indicate to the honorable member for Chikwawa Central West that if the Nchalo, the Ndila Community Day Sunday School in Nchalo was halted because of lack of CDF, I believe that this time around, the honorable member will work collaboratively with the ministry using CDF to complete whatever works remain at this secondary school. On Nchalo, the request by the honorable member is to convert it to a conventional secondary school. And Mr. Speaker, sir, a conventional secondary school is one that has the facilities of a hall for assembly and other activities, a library and a computer lab, and some teachers' houses at the school. We will therefore investigate what is lacking at Nchalo Secondary School to ensure that it meets the standards of a conventional secondary school. Let me repeat that today, a conventional secondary school and a community day secondary school are no different because they must all have the same type of facilities. With regard to Nkatabe Mpamba, who asked for boarding facilities at Fundu Community Day Secondary School, I would like to ask the honorable member to consult with the ministry to see whether what is needed at in this area is boarding facilities or another secondary school in order for the children not to be walking long distances. At the rate we are asking for boarding facilities at community day secondary schools, we'll end up having boarding facilities at every community day secondary school, negating and defeating the purposes for which community day secondary schools are constructed. With regard to Lower West, let me assure the honorable member that we consider desks as an important feature of the provision of quality teaching and learning. And therefore, we will investigate the shortage of of desks at the schools that he mentioned in his question. And if the need is established, we will certainly ensure that desks are delivered at these schools. With regard to the issue of girls' hostel, let me reiterate my response to the earlier question that the demand for hostels in the community secondary schools continues when in fact the purpose of establishing community secondary schools is that students must reside at their homes. However, I am cognizant of the distances sometimes that children face to go to school. In addressing that, we would prefer building a new community secondary school closer to the children than building hostels at community secondary schools. Lilongwe Site Zenza. Honorable Member, let me assure the Honorable Member that I am aware of the infrastructure challenges at Zenza Secondary School. And next to Nsanje Secondary School, our target is Zenza Secondary School because the infrastructure is in bad shape, as bad as the infrastructure that we saw in Nsanje, and the beds and mattresses are all finished, and we are going to Zenza Secondary School to try and help them as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister of Education. We now go to question 100, coming from the people of Mchinji East. Mchinji East.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I rise to confirm that question number 100 on today's order paper is really coming from the people of Mchinji East under the Senior Chief Nduna and T.M. Ponda. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mchinji East. Honorable Minister of Education.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Just to mention, Mr. Speaker, that although these questions have just suddenly come on the supplementary order paper, this government is ready with the answers. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Honorable Member for Mchinji East is asking the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology to indicate as to when construction of Kazira Secondary School, which started 2 years ago, will be completed. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to thank the Honorable Member for this question. Let me begin by informing the August House that Kazira is one of the 4 community-based secondary schools my ministry was constructing in Mchinji under the Secondary Education Expansion for Education Project, the SEED project. The other community-based secondary schools in Mchinji were Lipunga, Fanuel, and Gumulira. As we are all aware, the project was being financed by the United States government through USAID. However, as has been reported before, I do not want to ruffle feathers again, the project was halted across the country following decisions made by the American government. Mr. Speaker, sir, having said this, I would also like to inform the honorable member and the August House that in July 2025, my ministry, through the Education Infrastructure Management Unit, EIMU, assessed all the uncompleted seed sites across the country, those that were started and not completed, and there were 17 in number. The overall construction progress at Kazira CDSS is currently estimated at between 40 and 70%, with the superstructure for most buildings already completed. In addition, various construction materials such as quarry stone, trusses, window frames, breeze blocks, among others, are already available on site. It is therefore recommended that a new contractor should be hired to complete the remaining works. Mr. Speaker, sir, while my ministry is engaging development partners and well-wishers to support in the recommencement of the work, allow me to urge the Honorable Minister to lobby support from Mchinji District Council to consider including the completion of the project in the 2026-2027 budget to take advantage of the Constituency Development Fund. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Minister of Education. Yes, there's a Kasida. Honorable Lilongwe South. Piranjuzi, yes. Honorable, your constituency? Which one? Zimba?
Perekes.
Zimba Perekes.
Yes.
Perekes. And Sanje Central, please, in that order. Let's start with Dezakasina.
Good afternoon, Right Honorable Speaker, and thank you for recognizing people of the Kasina constituency to ask the very able Minister of Minister of Education, rather, a supplementary question. Through you, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to ask the Minister of Education. I know he's well conversant with the project which he started at Lintipe Community Secondary School, which they haven't, the construction of girls' hostel and the kitchen and the hall. The project stopped. The contractor left the construction site. So I wanted to ask the Minister of Education that as he's looking at Lintipe Secondary School, Mr. Speaker, he can also look at the Zamba CDSS for other school block on your behalf, Mr. Speaker.
There's a Kasina, are you okay?
I'm very much okay, Mr. Speaker, sir. But this is a holy week, so I'm busy praying for the house.
Thank you so much, Dezakasina. We now go to Lilongwe Piranjuzi.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for granting me the floor. My supplementary question to the Honorable Minister of Education, the Senior Council, is with regard to reports across the country that following the commendable free secondary education, most secondary schools, particularly community-based secondary schools, are having to administer exams, terminal exams from chalkboards for lack of resources since students are no longer paying development fees and other fees. This, Mr. Speaker, is quite retrogressive and it's a sad development. And I wanted the Honourable Minister to pronounce himself on this situation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, MPUNGWE-PUNGWE. Mzimba-Perekezi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving this chance to the people of Mzimba-Perekezi to ask a supplementary question to the good Minister of Education. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to ask the Minister of Education if he would consider helping the good community of Emazwini to construct a CDSS. Currently, they have already constructed 2 classroom blocks and 2 teachers' houses. What we need or ask is for the able minister to help us finish the remaining school facilities, like some more additional classroom blocks, a hall, a library, and a teacher's office. Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Mzimba-Perekezi do know that for a school to have a CDSS, they need like 5 feeder schools. And in this place, I've got already more than 5 feeder schools, which are Emazwini, Tambani, Chinungu, Kaziwa, and Kamwambesa. Girls do travel a long distance, which is more than 10 kilometers. Secondly, I would like to ask our good able Minister of Education if he could consider electrifying all CDSs. The main grid is just about 100 meters away. What is needed is a transformer, and girls do travel long distances to find a better CDSS because there is no power at this school. As I've been to the Speaker, sir, thank you.
Thank you very much. Msanje Central.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Allow me, first of all, to express our gratitude to the Minister of Education. Mr. Speaker, sir, some 10 days ago, on behalf of the people of Msanje Central, I wrote the Minister of Education for an approval to start constructing a Sunday school in our constituency. Within 7 days, the Minister had processed that request and gave an approval. And the people of Msanje Central are very, very grateful. We are very, very grateful. And we promise you we are going to do our best to construct that Sunday school, and we hope we will be there open. Mr. Speaker, sir, my question is recognize the fact that a few weeks ago, the Minister promised this House that is going to provide standard drawings for such projects. And I'm aware of the fact that as a country, we have land pressure. Would the Minister also consider providing, instead of single units structures, drawings for such structures, drawings for upstairs structures, for classrooms, for laboratories and the like, so that we minimize the amount of land that we use as a country for education infrastructure. That will help us to do more with the little land that we have. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much. Msanje Central, Minister of Education.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity to respond to the 4 questions. Like you, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wondered whether my very dear brother from the Zagasina is well today, because I couldn't hear the school that he was talking about. He's usually eloquent, energetic. Could you please repeat the name of the school?
Through you, Honorable Speaker.
when you are being held with the spiritual powers, the voice sometimes cannot be heard. The name of the school is Lintipe Community Day Sunday School.
Lintipe CDSS.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. And through you, let me thank the honorable member for the Zakasina for his question requesting for girls' hostel, a kitchen, and a hall for Lintipe Community Day Secondary School. Let me, without repeating myself, assure the honorable member that the request will be investigated. The hall is certainly a necessity for every school. We'll have to evaluate the necessity for the girls' hostel and the kitchen. But the question is well received, honorable member, and we will respectfully consider your request. Honorable member for Nilongwe Piranjovu, Piranjuzi. I don't know whether Njuzi and Njovu are different. Piranjuzi. Piranjuzi. Honorable member, your question is of general application, and I will respond to it as follows. That we have received reports of instances like the ones you just narrated, but for some of the schools. Most of the schools are able to administer exams using paper. But as you know, in life, it is the small negative that gets reported, not the positives. So we have received reports of instances where some schools are using chalkboards. I would like to start by saying that oftentimes it's also a question of mismanagement at the school. What we did at the commencement of free secondary education is to do a costing of how much it costs to educate a child per term. And we gave all the schools that money. So if you find that some schools are facing challenges and other schools are not facing challenges, it is because of how this money that was fairly and equitably given to all the schools is being utilized. So we will encourage the headmasters and the school administration to ensure that the funds that are given to the schools are applied for the purposes for which they were sent to the schools, not for other purposes. And then start embarrassing the ministry with inadequacies when their other schools are able to meet the same needs using the same amount of money. We will continue to review this amount of money that is apportioned per student per term. And if we find that there's a need to increase it, we will consider increasing. But of course, we all are facing financial challenges. Our pocket is a collective pocket. Vote number one, which you are very familiar about, is not without limitation. So I would like to call upon school headmasters and others to ensure that the amount of money available for each student was carefully calculated and should be available at current costs to meet the needs of not writing on chalkboards. So that is my response. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mzimba Perekezi, I would like to, who is asking the ministry to consider adding additional facilities at Emozuri Community Day Secondary School. I would like to assure the honorable member that every community day secondary school must have all the facilities of a secondary school, including science labs, laboratories, a hall, teachers' houses, and adequate classrooms. And indeed, because of the availability of computers at all these schools, there is need for electricity at the schools. So, Honorable Member, thank you for bringing this matter to the Ministry's attention, and we shall address your needs appropriately. With regard to Nsanje Central, thank you very much for acknowledging the efficiency of the administration of Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. Yes, indeed, you asked us for permission to build a secondary school. We evaluated the need, and within days, we authorized you to build that secondary school. And I would like to assure you that we will support you all the way until this secondary school is completed and used by the deserving children of Nsanje Central. Your question is whether we can provide designs for two-floor schools. I would like to say that this is a very innovative idea, having regard to the issues of land in the country. But first and foremost, let me ask the staff that are in this building from the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology to ensure that before we rise, they make available to all members of Parliament the current and existing designs. So we deal with that first, and then we will design the upstairs designs and make it available to the members at a later stage. But because a commitment was made about the current designs, I would like to ensure that members have a copy of that design before we rise this week. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Minister of Education. Point of order? Is it Lilongwe Nkoma?
Yes, Lilongwe Nkoma.
Yes, what's out of order?
Thank you, the Honorable Speaker, to allow the people of Lilongwe Nkoma to give a point of order. From the question that was raised or presented by Lilongwe Pilanjus to the Honorable Minister of Education, from his responses, I have recorded that some of the issues that these secondary schools are experiencing is due to mismanagement of resources. I personally, I do not agree, because I am a witness. I have received concerns from several secondary schools that are around Lilongwe Nkoma. They are even asking for assistance from an MP like myself to support them providing resources for administration. So I would like to ask the ministry, first of all, to do an analysis. After the engagement of free secondary education, how many children have enrolled? Because the other challenge is the number of enrollment has increased. So it might be possible the proportion budget that was provided is not equally to the number of schools who are attending, to the learners who are attending school right now. So I would like the ministry to consider the statement that it is the issue of mismanagement. Somehow, we should consider the issue of implementation of the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lilongwe Nkoma. I hope the minister is taking notes. I hope there are not new questions. Okay, yes, Honorable Lilongwe Zakasina, you had a question?
Yes, through you, Right Honorable Speaker. I think my dear Minister of Education missed the question. It's not asking for ministry to consider constructing. They are already constructing. It's almost at 70%. But because the government was not paying, the contractor left the site. So it's asking for the continuation. The hostels are almost done. the hall is almost done. They already put the roofing. It's just the finishing work. So to the kitchen. The structure already there. So I think when he was answering, he missed the part of the question.
Thank you. I'm sure he will respond to that when he's taking the other questions. Yes, Honorable, point of order, your constituency?
Mr. Speaker, she has already raised...
Yeah, your constituency, please.
Salima North.
Salima North, yes.
Yes, she raised a very important thing, but I just wanted to add one factor that the minister emphasized that he is aware. He said he's aware that there is mismanagement. In other words, mismanagement is the same as saying there is corruption or there is theft. It means the minister is aware of that. Mr. Speaker, so I'm saying, having that the minister is aware of the mismanagement, what are they doing? I would like to extend that, Mr. Speaker, if there is mismanagement, we are talking of public resources that people are contributing. They are complaining of taxes every day and night. And then the ministry is aware. What are they doing? If there is a need, let's do it quickly because we are talking of public resources that could have improved the education system within the institutions. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable members, order. Neno South, what's gone out of order? Your mic.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me an opportunity to present my point of order. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would also want to add on the, is it in order that the honorable member is saying that the government should look at how much they are giving the schools. But to my knowledge, the government is giving out money to the schools according to the people that are enrolled there. So there are some of the schools that that fees were at maybe 50,000 kwacha, and now the government, according to the assessment, they are giving them less. But I should say that the government is giving out money to schools according to the number of people that are at that particular school. So I would say mismanagement, yes, indeed, is one of the reason why the other things are not happening at school accordingly. But I should also say that the schools need to spend their money according to what they have received. Some of the activities like desks and furnitures should look up to the CDF that the constituencies are being given. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Point of order. Point of order.
Thank you. Honourable members, let's move. I'm sure the minister is taking note. Let's go to question 101, coming from Blanda City, Mbayani Musa Magasa constituency. Honourable Minister, you're standing.
Mr. Speaker, since you have called the question, I will say what I wanted to say while addressing the question you have just mentioned here. Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you very much for the opportunity to respond to question 101.
But, Honourable Minister, can I ask the Honourable Member to confirm first? Then you'll have all the time to respond. Honorable Blanta Site Mbayani Musa Magasa. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Indeed, question number 101 is coming from the people of Mbayani Musa Magasa constituency. But before I do that,
Honorable Member, please confirm if you have an extra question, then you can come in as a supplementary, unless you want to add on the already question that is on the order paper.
thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Indeed, question number 101 is coming from the people of Mbayani Musa Magasa constituency. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable, yes, Leader, I see you standing.
Right Honorable Speaker, I wish to move that question time be extended beyond health break to allow ministers to attend to questions pertaining to their various ministries. I beg to move.
Leader, you're asking for extension of time to allow ministers to, for how long you want to extend time?
That ministers continue answering questions after health break.
So there's no health break?
No, there will be health, that's what I'm saying, after.
Okay,
Yes.
Right, I get it. Honorable Minister of Education.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you very much for reminding me to allow the honorable member for Blantyre City Mbayani Musa Magasa to confirm the question. I was too fired up. I was rising to respond to the question. First of all, before responding to this question, let me provide clarity to those people that are not happy that we have free secondary school in Malawi. Sadly, this has come to stay, and children of Malawi, especially those from poor families, will access education. With this question from Salima North, he obviously knows that corruption and mismanagement are different. And what we will do is help headmasters in the proper management of resources. What is happening is that all the money for running the school is allocated and given to the school at the beginning of the term. Now, mismanagement means as follows: not properly allocating the money appropriately to ensure that when time for exams, there is money for administering the exams properly. And instead of doing that, you are giving the money to another activity over providing for it when it's not necessary. That is mismanagement, not corruption. And therefore, when you ask, what are you doing by not arresting them? We can't, because mismanagement is a question of talent, efficiency, and knowledge of management. And that will... With regard to the disagreement by the honorable member of Lilongwe Nkoma, it is a pity that you are surrounded by secondary schools that are mismanaged. But we have more than 3/4 of the secondary schools in Malawi being able to meet their needs within the resources provided. And therefore, since you have brought to our attention the peculiar situation in your constituency, we'll investigate what is going on there. Because maybe you may be too prosperous and the people think they can get money from you, honorable member, but the money provided is adequate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Now, with regard to the question from the honorable member from Blantyre City, Mbayani Musa Magasa, one of the longest names of a constituency. The honorable member is asking the honorable ministry, the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, when the locked classrooms at Mbayani 2 Primary School will be opened for use by learners. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to thank the honorable member for this question. Mr. Speaker, in 2018, the government of Malawi, and through the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, and through the project called City Schools, planned to construct a total of 14 city primary schools in 4 major cities in the country: Blantyre, Lilongwe, Mzuzu, and Zomba. The objective of the City Schools project was to decongest existing urban primary schools, which have exceedingly high enrollments. Blantyre City was allocated the following 5 schools: BCA LEA, Mbayani 2 LEA, Namalowe LEA, Chapima Heights LEA, and Mzedi Primary School. Mr. Speaker, sir, construction of BCA Mbayani 2 and Namalowe commenced in 2018-2019 financial year. Each school was expected to have 8 classroom blocks with 16 classrooms, 1 sanitation block for boys and another for girls, and an office block and 2 teachers' houses. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to update the honorable member that all the 16 classrooms at Mbayani 2 have been constructed. What is remaining are finishing works such as flooring, fixing of chalkboards, and painting. For the toilets, these are at slab level, while the 2 teachers' houses are at window level. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me inform the honorable member that construction works at Mbayani 2 stalled in the year 2025 when the contractor demobilized due to rising cost of construction materials. By then, my ministry had already paid the contractor for the works already done. My ministry, Mr. Speaker, sir, is aware of the challenges faced at Mbayani 1 and 2 because of the delays in finalizing construction of classrooms at Mbayani 2. Standards 5, 6, 7 learners have been sent back to Mbayani 1, where enrollment was already high. Mr. Speaker, sir, these schools should have finished before 2023, before 2024, but somehow they were not attended to and work did not continue. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Mbayani situation is appalling. Teachers are handling large classes and learners are subjected to poor learning environment with disruption of learning, particularly during the rainy season. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to inform the honorable member that we will work with the Blantyre City Council to ensure that within this financial year, this school is completed. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, honorable members. We had a motion to extend time in order to allow the minister to finish responding and also to continue with question time after the health break. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is passed. Is it Chirazuru? Chirazuru? Ngurudi? Honorable, your constituency? Oh, you are the owner of the question. So you'll come first, then Chirazu Ngurudi, and Honorable your constituency, Doa Mpuzu. In that order, please. Proceed, Honorable.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And I would like, through you, to thank the Minister of Education for giving a response to the question that was put across. Indeed, what the Minister said is correct, but I just wanted to put it on record that the schools that were given to Blantyre City, one of them being Chapima Heights. I want to put this to the attention of the Minister that there is zero work done there. There is nothing. I think the Minister also look into that there is nothing that has happened at Chapima Heights. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Chirazu Ngurudi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for recognizing the people of Chirazu to ask a question to the Minister of Education. Honorable Speaker, I would like to ask the Minister of Education to construct a headmaster's house at Malawi Community Day Secondary School and also at Kigodi Community Day Secondary School. These two community day secondary schools have no any teacher's house, even one. So it becomes very difficult when Minister of Education officials are trying to visit the school after working hours. There is nobody else to actually attend to them. So we would like the Minister to assist us on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chirazu Ngurudi. Doa Mpuzu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for granting Doa Mpuzu the opportunity to ask a supplementary question. Mr. Speaker, sir, my supplementary question is wanted to find out the progress that has been made on connecting the 2,000 rural secondary schools to internet through the Connect a School project. We have a lab structure at Kabwenja CDCS, which is just sitting idle, and there's been no progress for almost now 8 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Doa Mpuzu, Minister of Education.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. And first of all, let me respond to the observation by the Honorable Member for Blantyre, City Magasa, who drew my attention to the fact that Chapima Primary School has not been started yet. Mr. Speaker, sir, that is a very sad state of affairs, suggesting that in the intervening 5 years, there was no development at this school. That is unfortunate, that 5 years have gone in between and not even one brick has been laid at Chapima. Going to Nguludi Secondary School, I would like to assure the Honorable Member that is a very relevant request. Each school must have teachers' houses there, including, preferably, the headmaster's house. It is a pity, therefore, that these two community secondary schools, Malawi and Chigodi, do not have a headmaster's house. Be assured, Honorable Member, that we will work with you to ensure that these schools have the headmaster's houses. Honorable Member from Doa Mpuzu, the Connect a School project is ongoing, and I would like Honorable Member to specifically send me a note regarding the school that you referred to, so that we can give it attention. But we will support your school like every other school to ensure that there is connectivity. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Education, Science and Technology.
Welcome to MPUNGWE-PUNGWE YouTube channel. Subscribe for you to enjoy more of our videos anytime we upload.